Okay, good evening. This is a before video. We have a lot of work to do here. I do anyway. Things need to be trimmed, crabgrass needs to be pulled. This was supposed to be an entire container basically of poppies. Didn't happen. Did not happen. Down here we have dianthus that overwintered just fine. And those are the last of the crocuses. This is Santolina. A bit of a mess in here. We've got a lot of borage went to seed here. That may be a weed. That may be the one that gets the tiny blue flowers. I don't know what it's called, but it could be that. It could also be something else that went to seed. We don't know. We'll find out. So you can see here's the sedum, the autumn glory, and tons of crabgrass that needs to be yanked. The juniper bushes did not do well over winter. Not well at all. We have more dianthus that survived. Dandelions that need to be pulled, more Santolina. A ton of purple dead nettle. A bush that needs a haircut. I don't even know where to start in that one. I don't. It's a mess. There is sedum in there and lots of other things that don't belong there. So there's a lot of work to do down here. Like I said, this is going to be a before the work gets done. And as you can see, it's evening. Long shadows. Hi! No idea what some small child left me there. On this side, I have St. John's wort that came up next to the white lavender, and I'm not sure. That looks like it should have gotten cut back about a month ago, and it didn't. With this virus, I don't like being down here on the sidewalk because there's way too many people walking through without masks. And I have an immune compromised person inside the house. So this one doesn't look in too bad a shape. There's some wild onions need to go away, but other than that, that's in pretty good shape. The lambs here may just get pulled because we have a lot of it. It decided to move into the neighbor's yard in a major way, and it looks really nice there, so I'm hoping they keep it. We have a boatload up here of purple dead nettle and more lamb's ear. A volunteer rose bush that probably was taken out 20 years ago that decided to regrow. That happens. We have Monarda. More. I want to say that might be a snapdragon, but I am not sure what this is. I don't remember planting it there, but the birds are helpful. That needs to be trimmed. It might be too dry to even attack this now. We have some coreopsis here, and it looks like we have some really nice plantain, which is great for medicine. I'm not sure what's in the back. And we have some more sedum up there that needs to get moved. The pots are scurrit. They were going to find a home this year. Since all my events are canceled, we'll see what happens to them. This section did get worked. I have daikon radishes coming up. I did plant beans, but they may have gotten frozen out. I did not cover this section. We have a lot of skirt through here. That last section down there is pure clay. I mean, it's like hard as a rock clay. So not sure how much I can actually get done there. This side has been worked before, and I'm gonna go away from directly staring into the sun. But you see I have lots of stakes out for tomatoes. My original goal was to put in a fence. I couldn't find anything that would work and be stable. So we may just resort to branches tied, and it's possible if I can find some of the T-posts at the hardware store that those might go in here. But I have an idea for this section here, and we'll see if I can implement it. I also need to put in paths so that all the food in this section can get accessed. Right now, the fences around the apple tree keep the deer out. They've been walking all through here, causing all kinds of mischief. They ate every single blossom on the quince, and I think the aronia is doing okay, but it didn't bloom this year. So we had a little bit of asparagus here we've already harvested. I did not get a lot out of this year. I think I over mulched last year, and so a lot of this is going to get raked before I plant, and then we'll see how much goes back. Around the apple tree, each one of these has daffodils around it. They didn't necessarily bloom this year. So the only thing really going on here is violets, wood violets, and we've got some sedum. All the things that look like grass, that's actually garlic chives. And we have one columbine. Purple columbine grew in the middle. So a lot of work to do here to make this habitable. I have tomatoes that need to go in. There's a lot of tomatoes that need to go in. And then I've got this is actually a display that I use to hang shawls and cardwoven belts, is actually going to string up tomatoes through here, and there's also going to be hollyhocks in between the tomato plants. Right now these posts are just here to keep the deer from walking through it and compacting the soil. What I'm very pleased with, this is the very first time my leeks all took. The ones I transplanted all took, and it's all because I learned to trim the tops so that the top is not too much bigger than the roots can support. So by trimming those tops, all of them survived their transplant, and I have them on both sides here. I'm very pleased about that. I just got to keep the weeds out now. And in front of those I planted carrots, but I don't know if they'll come up. Carrots need consistent moisture in order to come up, and this may not have had it. It's been kind of dry. I actually had to fill the bird bath with water. So this is what the before looks like. And then this is most of my plants that need a home out here. You can see I've got tomatoes. Those are alpine strawberries. Those are going to stay in that pot. But I have cabbage, celery, amaranth, more celery, more tomatoes. I have some leeks yet that still need to be planted. There's another type of leek that needs to be planted. This guy is a snapdragon that overwintered in the house. those guys I'm not sure are going to survive, but we'll see. I'm trying to grow Japanese indigo for the first time this year and not having too much luck with it. It does not look healthy. These are the hollyhocks that are going down below. And yeah, there's more. There's more. I have 6 different kinds of tomatoes this year. And then these are coxcomb. These are going to go in the lower, on the terrace of the lower section. They stay short and they're very cute. And people love them. They just love, and I think it's a good tactile thing. The kids can touch them and feel the comb and see the pretty brilliant colors. So it's a really good plant for right along the sidewalk. And then I have to find a home for probably a dozen snapdragons too. So that's what I've got going on. Lots of potatoes. Those are going to live in the grow bags. We have those all alongside the driveway and also along the other side of the house. So that's it for tonight. Happy gardening. Summer is coming, I promise.